Hello, my name is Edwin Liang. I'm the director of Kenstone Properties, a development firm in Vancouver. Right now, we're in one of our display homes in our current project called Sixth Willow, featuring 25 townhomes by Michael Green Architecture. As boutique developers that care a lot about art and architecture and design solutions in general, it was fascinating to develop in this particular location. We were inspired by the extraordinary access to urban convenience, being a bridge away from downtown Vancouver, just a few blocks away from all the shopping and restaurants on Cambie and Broadway, and being right across from Charleston Park. But there's also unique challenges to the site because we're right off of the street edge, facing 6th Avenue, which is quite busy during rush hours in particular. So the mandate that we have is how do we address that? How do we build a product that's going to fit into the neighborhood and still create that sense of community for our buyers? We started with townhomes because we realized that it's a very rare commodity in Vancouver, and that land in Vancouver in general is very scarce, which is why since 1991 we've lost more than 30% of our single-family lots. And we know that Vancouver population continues to grow at a projected 5,000 a year. So we went into this development understanding that condos and townhomes are the future for Vancouver. Our demographic for this project, we envisioned to be urban couples and families who are who wants to be in the heart of the city, have great access to what the city has to offer, but at the same time they require more space for their growing families, for their pets, for having adolescent children, for intergenerational families. All of our homes here start with 2 bedrooms and up. The current home that we're in, for example, is a 4-bedroom with 2 bedrooms on the ground floor and 2 at the very top. So we envisioned that this home would be very flexible for that growing family and for families who may be living with grandparents even. So they could be on the ground floor, whereas the rest of the family could be at the top. Our other most typical plan is a 2-bedroom plan with 1 bedroom on the ground floor and 1 at the top to give maximum privacy. We conceptualize that space for that young urbanite couple. Perhaps they have an adolescent living on the ground floor. All of our plans start at 1,400 square feet and up. So this gives them the space, the luxurious space, and still allow them to be in the center of Vancouver. We were frankly very surprised that we had such a great showing of support from the Asian demographic for our product. When we designed this project, we anticipated the Caucasians to have a greater appetite for something so modern and contemporary. But most of our first sales went to our Asian demographic. And thinking about it, we do understand why. As I mentioned previously, townhome product in Vancouver is very, very rare. Looking at the completions slated for Vancouver East between 2014 and 2015, for example, you have 900 completions there, and only 36 of them are townhomes. As for our particular buyers, our strata fees here are very, very low, and that's very conducive to a buyer that travels a lot back and forth and don't want the hefty maintenance fees associated with owning a single-family home. Single-family homes, as I also mentioned, are becoming very, very rare. If you're looking at single-family homes available in Vancouver, north of 16th, between Burrard and Cambie, there are none. as of last week. But if you extend that to Main Street, for example, you have 4 homes, and all of them start at close to $2 million. So the scarcity of the product in general drew our Asian demographic. But inquiring further with the realtors, they told us that actually their buyers they wanted something different. They wanted something that they couldn't find back home. They wanted a statement piece. And that made a lot of sense because one of our initial completion walkthroughs during turnover, an Asian family, they came here not only with their immediate family, but with their friends as well. They really wanted to show off their space, which we're really proud that it's being so well received in that respect. And finally, a lot of the Asian demographic, they're used to doing renovations on their own. So they understand quality and the true cost of things. In places like mainland China, for example, a lot of the condos there are sold as shells. So it's up to the end user to renovate. And our buyers, for example, have told us that they were really impressed with our finished product and all of our custom home details that they're not used to finding in mainland China. And from looking at other single-family homes here in Vancouver, they spot right away and understand how costly and how much attention to detail we paid to realizing this product. First of all, we have just 25 homes at Sixth Willow. So the scale of that is really conducive to getting to know your neighbors, to not be lost in a very large development. Not being part of a condo development, for example, also means that your strata fees will be very economical. So at Sixth Willow, for example, we're at 25 cents a foot. And that in comparison, a lot of the townhomes that you will find in downtown or even sort of southeast False Creek, their condo fees start at 50-something cents to 60-something cents a foot. Low strata fees are great for the end user, but also for those who want to invest, those who potentially don't want to live in right away and want to rent out their units. And the units here, speaking to our leasing agents, for example, they command a price of upwards of $4,000 a month, and that's quite attractive. From a development standpoint, we brought on board Michael Green Architecture, who's worldly renowned for his designs. He does airports around the world, skyscrapers. Right here in North Vancouver, he designed the City Hall, which recently won the Governor General Award in architecture. So owning a home here is really owning an architectural statement piece as well. We conceptualize these homes to be shown and experienced in person. And what that means is, aside from just considering the high-end finishes that you would associate with another luxury project, we conceptualize these spaces and approach them really as volume of spaces. So the quality of light, how that enters the home was really important to us. And over height ceilings, for example, that was really important as well. We also injected this project with a lot of custom home details that you typically wouldn't find in a multifamily development project. So for example, all of our interior doors are solid core. Our flooring, our brushed oak flooring, and how we finished that over the rise and run of our stairs. That was a challenge for us, but we managed to do it. The homes are all heated by radiant heat. We feature kitchens by Inform, Armani of Italy. And our appliance package is by AEG and Liebherr. Well, Sixth Willow continues a tradition of townhome design along Sixth Avenue. There's a lot of projects here that also feature contemporary architecture, and Sixth and Willow feeds into that for sure. Fairview Slopes is well known for its sort of residential neighborhood that's very family oriented, and even though it is so convenient, it is still adjacent to a lot of nature. The aforementioned Charleston Park in particular, right across of Sixth Avenue. So our homes at Sixth and Willow, they cater to families. They are generous in size, multiple bedrooms. There's a lot of outdoor spaces to appreciate and the nature around us. So a lot of our homes, for example, have rooftop terraces. And our interior courtyard, again, fosters that sense of community within the development. But we really envision that the people that we attract that's going to like our product is going to add to the community. Because these are, sophisticated people who love Vancouver, who love the area, who appreciate design. And we think that's what Fairview Slopes is all about. We welcome all of you to come take a look and experience these homes in person. You can visit us online at www.sixthandwillow.com to book a private appointment.